and there's actual physical things that we experience in terms of just having overstimulation a lot. Because if we think about how things are set up in the world, most of it is set up for the 80% and their level of, ability to have certain levels of stimulation. And so our levels, we're so sensitive, we take in so many details. And I love kind of thinking of it as, if you think of the nervous system as being like a
It's
container,
5:45.
and think about how much goes into that container, into that nervous system. If you think about it in cups, I like to look at things quite simply and, to try to understand it. And say somebody that without this trait might just have a few cups dumped into their nervous system at any time. But somebody with this trait who's very sensitive can have 100 cups dumped into this nervous system. And the body and the brain have to process all the things that go into that. And if it's too overloaded, it's going to impact us in so many ways, because we need a lot of extra brain processing time. We're taking in a lot of details. Some of the gifts of it are just thinking about, we can actually read micro expressions and energies and body language that up to 80% of the population miss. So we're really taking in a lot of details. And so we have to process those details. But a lot of times how modern world is set up, we've got long hours at work and commutes and just stimulation of traffic and going into a store. And I mean, all of that is a lot. And also, if you think about sensitivity, it is even on a scale. So there's some people that are very high up on the scale, like me. I'm way up there at the top. So I totally understand overstimulation and overwhelm that can show up in emotional kind of reactions a lot. If our nervous system is very full and we haven't had enough downtime to process everything that's in there, we can lose focus and efficiency. We can get angry easily. We can, sort of lose control of our emotions. I call it have emotional meltdowns that can lead to shame. And a lot of people who don't totally fully understand this trait are recognizing that they're experiencing things differently than most people around them. And for a lot of people, that gets put into a category of feeling like something's wrong with you. And I know I lived that way for a long time. And so many of us that have learned about this trait, it's transforming, because suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, there's other people that experience the world like I do. And maybe there isn't something wrong with me. And I'm here to say there isn't something wrong with you, that there's a reason why we want to have this population of people, that it's actually part of a survival strategy of the population to have a group of people that can have this extra information. And think about how it could have been like when we lived in the tribes, for example, and we were the healers and the guides and the teachers and the creators and the artists. We are that now. And being able to find that balance of the nervous system helps you really bring out those gifts.
Mm-hmm.